Hey there, Ginger Creek friends. I have this new video that I need to show you today because we have the rest of the irrigation set up here at Ginger Creek. Thank goodness. It takes about hours a week to water this thing, and now it's diminished greatly with these irrigation systems. So I wanted to show you a video on exactly how to work this thing. So please pay close attention to the video because it is detailed, but we have to be very specific with how we use this irrigation system because we have to turn the water off at the end of the day. And with the friends that we have that live close to Ginger Creek, myself included, Tina, Carolyn, Bridget, all these people live really close to Ginger Creek. So even if it's a matter of me coming here before my work shift at 3 o'clock and turning on the timers for these garden beds at 3 o'clock for a 2-hour watering, if somebody could come back after 5 to turn the main off on the wall, that's all we need. So even if it just takes somebody 10 minutes to jump in their car really quick, come over here, turn off the main water. I would love to be able to use Dan because he's on the property, but he has so many other things going on right now, so we need to take full responsibility of the water. And if we can all use your help, that would be great and fantastic. So everybody knows where the main, it's on the wall right here. Righty tighty, righty turns it off, lefty loosey turns it on. The key should always be right here, this orange key here in the kiddie playland on that water feature. I'm sure most of you have not seen, but there was a group that came to Ginger Creek recently and completely destroyed our gate. The gate is off its hinges. It's a terrible mess. It's completely broken. So this is what our gate looks like. So you guys have to just be very careful getting in and out of it because it's sitting on the ground right there. And if you lift this and move it, if it's not specifically balanced properly, it will tip over. Then I want to show you guys around the building. This is for emergency reasons only. See right there, there's hoses and there's a spigot. And see that chain hanging off the spigot? If you pull that out of the spigot, guys, it's a key that turns the water on and off. Just like our orange key. So if the orange key by chance is missing, guys, walk around the side of the building and grab that chain key. Use that to turn the water on or off and make sure you replace it where you found it when you're done. Thank you for that. Now, this is our garden beds. Let me unzoom. Sorry about that. This bed will always need to be watered by hand. This is the garden bed that's over by the kiddie playland. So this entire bed needs to be watered by hand. I'm not sure if you guys know, we just planted some peas, these little sprouts down here. You see them? Do not water directly on top of them, guys. Please just water around them. And they're tiny, so you have to really stand here and pay attention. This is what a pea looks like. This is what a weed looks like. Go ahead and pull out any weeds that you see. But the peas are brand new, so we need to really pay attention to those. Water all the buckets. And how I water the buckets is I do a 4 count in every bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a bee that just bit me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason I do that is it's going to take a second for that water to soak in. Once I get to the end, I start at the beginning again and do another 4 count through all the buckets. If you blast it with a 10 count, all of that dry dirt is going to push that water out and we're wasting it. So let it soak up. It's kind of like the theory of a wet sponge is going to soak up something on your counter versus a dry sponge. So this entire bed will always need to be watered by hand from this green hose right here. And it does have a wand on it. You don't need the wand. If you want to take it off, that's fine. I think it waters faster without it. This is the green hose on-off switch. The position of this hose right here is now off. This is on. If you have your lever in the same direction of the flow of water, that means it's on. Then this is off. So these are the timers for the main garden. This is for the tomatoes. This is for the whole other side of the garden by the sidewalk. These levers are on right now. They're going in the flow of the water. And I have them set for 15 minutes. And I'll come back here and show you how to set those really quick here. The timers are awesome because you can turn it to like 30 minutes, you can turn it to 2 hours, and then you can leave. You don't have to stay here. But there are still some parts in this garden that need to be watered by hand because I could not stretch the irrigation that far. Let me get in here. I'm just popping these hoses because they dribble. See how they drip? Oh, see how they're dribbling out of there? So I'm just tipping them up so that water doesn't get wasted. There. So now this whole side of the garden, opposite of the tomatoes, is on drip irrigation, which is a beautiful thing. You will also notice, cute little dove. Sorry, got sidetracked. I put logs at the end of these rows because the drip irrigation hose is sticking out of our beds. There's no way to hide that. I can't fix it. So I put a log here so we don't trip on it because I don't want to rip out the irrigation. You can tell the irrigation is working and that it's on when you get in the garden and these tubes are blown up and they're fat. This is the main water line. The hose for the main water is super hard. The one that's going from north to south, and these are going east to west, and these are soft and they're dripping water. Keep in mind, guys, when it's on, all the tubes will be inflated. It is not going to make a squirting noise, so don't think that it's not working because there's not a squirting noise. There's a little tiny emitter, and I can show you with this one. This one has a sprout leak. This is the one on the potato row. So I just keep putting mulch over the top of it so that it just catches it and it doesn't spray out into the grass. So if you look underneath here, you can see it's dripping. That's all we want it to do. See, it's dripping over here too. So think about it. It's going to drip for 2 hours at about a rate of a drip per second. That's all we need. I'm actually going to pull this one off because we do not need to water the potatoes because we need to pull them out of the ground soon. So the only things that need to be watered, guys, this is kind of crazy, but you see how all of our beds aren't even going this way? So I had to run the irrigation through the garden right here, which means everything on this side needs to be watered by hand. So only a couple plants here, and you'll see where the irrigation starts. So these little plants here in the pepper row, they probably need to be hit with some water there. That irrigation is about a foot in where it starts, so this stuff on the end. So all the stuff on these end caps needs to be hit with some water. The flowers need to be hit with water. Please make sure to water just at the base. This doesn't need to be watered. There's nothing in there other than like 5 onions. And then we did start some new cucumbers. So, oh look, we already got some. See them popping up? So pay attention to these little babies because they're going to need some attention. I put some piles of soil in here, some potting mix, and planted some cucumbers in here, so hopefully we can get some sprouts coming up. Oh, yep, here's another one. Look at that. So hopefully we'll get some more cucumbers here before the end of the season. I know that these are looking bad, but that's normal. That's end of the season. See, look, I just put these in the ground, I think, on Sunday. Guys, look at that. What else? Oh, here. See them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants here. So the straw over here just needs to be heavily watered. So we pay attention to that. Like there's more in there, some more sprouts. There should be some more in here. Yep, it's already starting to come up. You can see them right there. So I think I put like 15 piles of soil in here and planted seeds on top of all 15 of them. Here's another sprout. You can't see it because of the shadow, but he's right there. But that's what a cucumber sprout looks like. 2 little leaves like that. So this whole row is on drip also, but we still need to hit it with the hose. Hitting the cucumber row on with the hose because that drip isn't going to get to the little seedlings on the outside. And then I put a crate here so we don't trip over the hose. It's very important that we don't trip over the hose and yank out that water irrigation. There's the other log just to protect us. I put a bag of soil here because I didn't have another log. There's another log there and soil bag there to protect this one. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys, second to the last, is underneath this plastic is a ton of boxes. See them in there? And I ask that you please, every time you go to the grocery store, check the produce department or ask them if there's any produce boxes that we can have. And let's store them under this plastic so that we have boxes to harvest the food. We are going to get a ton of food out of this garden, guys, and we really need the help in having people with the boxes. So everything in here looks awesome. I cannot believe the hard work that you guys have done in this garden. It makes me so happy and so proud of you guys to be growing this much food. Now let's go take a look at those timers. Whoever invented a timer, good job, mister, with the thinker. Timers are awesome. Okay. This timer here goes to the tomatoes. This timer here goes to everything close to the sidewalk. You see the timer here. So when you turn the flow of water on, until you turn this dial, it's not going to start water flow. So you just turn this dial to this arrow right here. This is the arrow where the mark is. And you turn this dial to the minutes that you want to set it to. And I just set it for 15 minutes while I was here shooting this content to see if it shuts off. And then this is the same way. I'm not certain if we can see that, but right here on the side, there's an arrow right here. This one does the new irrigation system that I just installed by the sidewalk. And you turn this thing clockwise. You can see the time on the dial here and turn it to the time that you want it to be on. And they both seem to be working. And you can hear them ticking. So you can come here if today is your day to water. You can turn these on, turn the main flow on first. Main flow goes on first. Open the valves here second. Set your timers, that's number 3. And then confirm that the water is working in the garden. It's dripping. And all you have to do is check the tubes that are laying in and under the soil or under the straw and the tomatoes and make sure that it's puffy. And then double check and make sure that the tubes that are in the rows over by the sidewalk are puffy. If we have them being puffy, then it is dripping water and you're doing your job. So if you set that for 2 hours, excellent. Leave. Go do the rest of your day. Set a timer on your phone to please come back and turn that main off on the wall over there after the 2 hours that it waters. And then again, the only thing in that garden that needs to be watered by hand is the 2 outside rows of squash, the end of the beds down by the sidewalks and the flower bed, and this entire kiddie playland raised beds. All of this needs to be watered by hand. So that's it. It's pretty complex, but I wanted to share that with you today so that you guys knew how much we needed to be watered out here. Thank God I was able to get that irrigation in. Can you believe I was installing the irrigation, it started pouring on me? What are the odds of that? Anyway, guys, that's it. I so much appreciate you and all your help out here at this garden. It makes me so proud to know that there are garden geek people in the world like you guys and want to help feed the world with one tomato at a time. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.